Zhou was delayed by work in Linhai City. It's naturally impossible to go to a series of conferences. People wait from morning until noon. I'm starting to get a little impatient. Is this meeting open? How long has it been since even the shadow of man? Jiangnam Great Zone can joke people Sao. Even though they fear the power of the Great Jiangnan region. But even though Sao is a powerful force, let's Leo the tree there like this. Not comfortable in the heart, of course. The hall has no operator. Fortunately, the leaders of the two investigation teams led the soldiers maintain order at the scene. So don't let the president mess up. But the discomfort in the hearts of the powers. It's hard to hold back. Until noon, the Blizzard Party has provided lunch for everyone. But it's not clear when Zhu will arrive. I also ask people not to leave the room. The food is just a box of rice. There are nasty words around. I can't even leave for lunch. Is this simple lunchbox insulting to AI? The Trong Yi group is a little better. Whether SAO in space power, Zhanji also has a lot of food, so the eating problem is easy to solve. Others eat simple box rice that the Blizzard canteen provides. But they're eating fish to their satisfaction. In addition, all food evaporates. The sweet smell, that's what makes all the power around. To feel covetous. To say that, Zhang's time here was very comfortable. Except the sofa in the hall is too hard. You'll see your ass after a while. From fat after eating rice and floss your teeth while talking. What's wrong with this food? It's actually the Kai Li calculation. The guys in the back look fat with nasty eyes. Can you pack a little or not? From fat landed straight. This is all the old man's food. They actually have a bit of appetite. They look at the lunchbox in their hands, and they get bored. A man hurried to stop him. My brothers don't want him to mess with fat. Forget. Don't mess up. Don't bother. It's not good. After everyone has finished eating, Zhang immediately cleaned everything up into the hyperspace. He stretched out his shoulders a little, wondering. I don't know when the meeting is. Waiting until more than PM. You have not seen the main. The same high levels of blizzards appear. I can't help but complain. Are they kidding us or not? Just deliberately leaving us here without even noticing. What kind of thing is this? Meanwhile, Zhang is being squeezed by Zhou. In a thoughtful way. He is the best. Although the police also feel impatient. But he didn't show any anger. He just blurted out. Big fists are the best morality. Zhang Yi's eyes turned towards the hall door. Suddenly, I saw a familiar shadow. That's the captain of the Black Panther. His tall physique is easy to recognize. Cosmetic surgery, Blizzard City dare to many mutants, and so on. I'm sure they're confident they can handle them. Look outside, there's a strong force ready. Once there's any problem that happens here, they will not hesitate to oppress. My face is somewhat red, but they are too. I'm going to raise my hand and tell you not to talk anymore. It's useless to say more. Situation forcing people. There's 10 mutant organizations from 12 cities. We shouldn't be the first bird. Some will not be able to stand up. Red Pepper practiced looking around. There was a whisper in the middle of the hall. Listen carefully and you can recognize it. People start to get psychologically upset about how to behave this time in the Jiangnan area. There are even some hot-tempered people. The words are a little hard to hear. Pepper Pink practice frown. But we're just sitting here waiting for SAO. Zhang Yi smiled. Let's say the meeting starts now. Even if I have an official meeting with you, you don't even listen to the words. The translation is easy. Important things will be held separately. Things that are not important are general meetings. He can also guess. This time, the Lord sent them here, just to announce the Blizzard's decision. Yeah, it's not about negotiating anything with them. People don't need their opinions anyway. Zhang suddenly stood up. Tell the others we're going out for a walk. When he finished, he walked alone down the aisle. I was in a hurry to tell you to go too. But Zhang Yi waved his hands. Stop yourself and others from wanting to go with him. Let's go find the Chief Justice and have a little chat. You guys stay here. Don't move around. This place is crowded. It's also where the serpents are mixed. It's better not to go around. To avoid conflict with that AI. Listen to Trong. The little boy sat down quietly. Salary approval. The same view in the word fat sitting outside. If anything happens, they can also protect people immediately. The doctor just walked out the back door. It immediately caught the attention of the surrounding guards. What are you going to do inside? But the police chief saw him. Give a sign to the guards not to stress. You don't have to pay attention to him. The assistant secretary smiled and greeted the translation. Replied the smiling chapter. Something happened, didn't it? The school staff glanced around. Pull the fluid out to one side. Let's talk next door. Tell him there's a big thing going on up there. The marshal hasn't arrived yet. Because it's a bit of a rush there. It has to be solved urgently. So it's not intentional to keep you waiting. When there is a natural result, I will come to see you. She nodded as if she understood. Oh, it turns out. Can I ask you a question? Can you tell me what it's about? Polyfield Bar shaking head. We don't know anything about this. You know that. Our investigation team is just the armed forces, in charge of obeying orders handed down from above. What's the rest of the situation? We can't know either. He still says it, but looks like this. Looks like something big is about to happen. 12 cities converge in the Jiangnam area. This is huge. But Chu has not arrived yet. I'm afraid it's more complicated there. The fluid flashes up a sense of unease. He even felt it. This will involve me. Look at your group of people. Sitting in the hall. Even though SAO went to the south to so many mutants, everyone can just worry about themselves. We don't need to find our own problems. He told the school if so. Give us an announcement. Let's go back and wait. What do we need to suffer waiting here? The school is laughing. Who wouldn't want that? You are here waiting. We also have to worry about maintaining order around here. It's just that I heard what happened. There was quite a rush. Even the superiors go to school to discuss strategies. So there's basically no time to run this side. Zhang Yi said with a smile. That's not good news to hear. I'm a little scared already. Li Longbar sighed. If not, he is worried in his heart. If something really big happens, people on the investigation team like them must have volunteered on the front lines. His captain's position hasn't been sitting for long. The army has just died. The strength of the Black Cell Squad has been severely reduced. If there's actually a large-scale conflict, will he be able to return safely next time? I can see this look of the school. Take out a bag of fire. Hybrids from the hyperspace. Give the school assistant a cigarette. The school's eyes immediately lit up. This is rare. These cigarettes. Before the end of the world, it's 100 yuan. Until now. The cigarette production line soon stopped working. The great powers. You can't basically waste resources into things like this. So, the price of just one bag of fire in this hybrid world is even higher. If it brings a snowstorm, can exchange a weapon also in DTO. He also lit a cigarette first. Then I lit up the Assistant Attorney General. He said in a calm voice, "It's a strange, rare thing. You don't even need a user in the end." Li Bar took a deep breath. Then the expression on his face was full of satisfaction. Two people chatting with no head and no tail. Even if it is boring to wait inside. Expand translation. It's not like going out and chatting with a police officer. By the way, find out more about the news of the Jiangnan area. It's not just them. There are also people of other powers. Top 5 Ba. Go outside and breathe the air. There are soldiers on guard around the club. Don't let them leave the perimeter around the club. Suddenly, Trong Yi and the chief of police heard, from a distance, to a roar. Two curious people looked over. I heard someone say, "Go over and watch the fight." Someone's fighting. This is really cool. Or you can come and have some fun. The school district heard this. Immediately contact the surrounding security. Ask what happened. Very quickly, he got a response. Someone was fighting outside. Facing Zhang Yi's curious gaze, he laughed and said there was a fight outside. Eyebrows swelling. You don't manage this either. The school said calmly. As long as they don't destroy the blizzard, or come into conflict with the residents of the blizzard, we're not going to care about this. It's not the rules of the blizzard. The doctor said they were probably bored. You should find your own fun. The school is teasing, but I've heard of some of these fighters. There are people of the Tianhai city. That's you. Zhang's eyes immediately stiffened. People of Tianhai city. Before he arrived, he told everyone, don't mess with another city's false abilities. Anywhere in the world while here. No matter what the situation. We have to wait until the end of the meeting to resolve it. After all, it's the hot AI. To be aggressive with others. The police chief asked if he wanted to come over. Very quickly, the epidemic turned and walked away. Go to the loudest place. The school is loud. Don't go so fast. Wait for me. He and the translator went there together. The front is buzzing. Not a few people gathered to watch. People excitedly shout out. Kill him. Beat him up. Don't be afraid to keep hitting hard. There's the chief counsel leading the way. The surrounding crowd immediately gave way. Him and Zhang Yi Chen together in front of the crowd. The translation is now. I can see who is fighting. One of them is Chen, and one of them is the master of the city. You see them. Trong Yi also understands why. Million weapons base and the power of the Ming religion. It's all over the sea. There's been conflict before. Before the $1 million base, crystal strength of Wei Dinghai. It certainly puts a lot of pressure on me. Now the Tianhai city is in decline. The strength of the $1 million Vu base is only 2 parts. At the top. But of course, I will not miss this opportunity. Beating the Council of the Weak. You two may have had a fight. After the Chief Justice arrived, the guards nearby saw him. Then salute him. Captain Bok Lee. The police chief asked a security guard. What is this? The guards were smiling. They were fighting themselves. They have applied for us. Of course, we have no reason to refuse. They also have expressions like they're watching a funny play. He looked at the scene in the middle of the square. Min has a very special ability. From what it looks like, it's the power to discharge the amplification system. His arms are swollen. It's like the two arms of a chimpanzee. Meanwhile, Chen calmly faced him. Was beaten very hard. Everyone is full of injuries. It's obviously Chen, not an opponent of the Ming dynasty. Min looked at the still ceiling. They are struggling, laughing and mocking. If the ocean is still alive, maybe you can fight me. What are you? They also deserve to fight with me. Tran Tin Quan heard him mention his dead superior leader. Anger flared up. You should also mention the name of our leader. Tran's movements are static like lightning. Body also twists in the air. It's like a giant human snake. I'm about to wrap myself up. But I am not in a hurry. He said in a confident voice. Find death. His two giant hands are open. He grabbed Chen's body and held it tight. Then stretched the body of Tran Tin Quan Ra. It's like pulling a noodle. Use your power to hit the ground. Normal, still ceiling drill can use its power to soften the body, enhance toughness. Even bullets can't hurt him. But when I saw Min Ra hand, his right arm is emitting a concussion. Through Chen's body. Smash into his 5 organs, his 6. Tran Still Quan coughed up. Suddenly spat out a big sip of blood. I have no intention of stopping laughing. Waving him like a rope. Defeat was determined. The strength of the two is too great. Tran Tin Quang has no chance of winning. Now he is completely transformed. Toys in hand respect Ming. People around you see this. They were all excited to laugh instead of cheering. Haha, nice fight. This is the false power of the city of Tianhai. It's too weak. I hear he's the leader of another force. It can't be that. View of Tianhai City. There are no Gao players now. I've only heard of it before. Now I see it with my own eyes. There's nothing to doubt. That kind of person. Anyone can claim a spot. That's a waste of a good place. The crowd has nothing to do, just stand shouting and endlessly discussing the Tianhai City. Tianhai City. It used to be a very rich and prosperous place. This is not a match. This is a one-sided torture. Strength of Tran Tin Quan and respect Min, it's not the same level. According to Zhang's judgment, the power of the ceiling is only at the level, which was inferior to the top level of the Tianhai. If it's not the Dead Sea assumption, he has no chance of coming to power. The power he is proud of, being arbitrarily teased by the enemy. I have lost my nose now. There are also arms and legs of the $1 million base, but they don't dare to move forward. Save Tran Tin Quan, mutants of the great city of Zakir. It's not vegetarian. In the crowd, expand translation. You can also see red and green. But they clearly have no intention of getting involved. He told the sky. Now is not even the time to move. Let's see what Trong Yat said. Xiao Hong trainings and celestial figures see Trong Yi. There is hope in their eyes. Her eyes were clearly asking, do you act or not? The angel wondered. I don't know where Zhanjing is going. He pointed his hand to the side and said he was there. The angel asked him, do you want to take action or not? A cold laugh that fell out of sight. The school police officer glanced at Trong Yep. He was a little worried that he would suddenly get angry and killed everyone here. He handed out his hand to Zhang Yi. Or let us stop them. It is not convenient for you too. Trong Yip heard that and looked at the long-suffering, suddenly laughing again. It doesn't have to be very interesting. It's fun for everyone. Sex between him and the three great powers of the Tianhai city, not close either. Even though those three bases tried to flatter him. I hope it will be protected by him. But this time, Chen did not listen to Zhang Yi's warning to fight against the Min religion. It was against his words. Let him taste a little pain for himself. Trong Yi hugged his arm and continued. Talking about this, it's the power of other cities. The sky is weak. It's not cool. Anyone who thinks that, just come and try it, and you will know. After that, Zhang Yi turned around and left. This one-sided beating farce. There's nothing interesting to see. School head is possible. But right now, Chen was beaten for half his life. There is no more. It's also made known to all the mutants here. The mutant level of the Celestial Sea has declined dramatically. Even this kind of qualification, he can also be a leader. Thought movement. I just borrowed this opportunity to let them suffer. See if there is more later. You can violate my orders or not. He walked and spoke calmly. Beat unilaterally boring. Self-reflection of the school. Then leave the guards behind to prevent the Min view for the reason that it's not lethal. Yes, Captain. Assistant to the translation school. The school is waiting for me. He told me to go back to your busy place. Don't pay attention to me. Listen to this, Judy. The school stopped moving forward. The others also returned in turn. Everyone laughed and talked about the battle. In words, I can't hide my contempt for the sea. Not even a few people. He turned his eyes to the wind. Words are also mostly mocking and teasing. Thien Hai is weak waiting to return. We look for opportunities. Ha ha ha, that can be. Sighing softly this time, it has a big problem. Transstatic medicine 7 failure. More people feel. The sea has no great power. Can be arbitrary bullying. Even browsing can see the problem. Of course, others can also see it. People's eyes couldn't help but look worried. From fat worry say. And then they can poison us. Before the meeting is over. The king continued. This is not enough. The snowstorm won't let them. Too bad. But Zhang did not say a word. Too much talk is useless now. What's important is how to do it. He said, rest assured. After finishing the work in the blizzard. Of course, he'll find a flag sacrifice to establish his authority. Let everyone know that the sky is still strong. From Fat breathed softly. If I have these words from the old man, I am sure. Red and blue with others. Has also returned. Behind, they are Tran Tin, Quang full of wounded. Even though I feel a little lost. But even though SAO, they are also the organization of the sky. I can't leave him. You guys come in front of me and sit down. The ceiling still looks black and bruised. But even though SAO respects Min, he does not dare to kill people here. So in terms of his actions, he didn't have a problem. After you sit down, in very clear earphones, the taunts of everyone around. All faces are unsightly. But Zhang Yi didn't want to. Look at the ceiling. I'm sitting there laughing and laughing and laughing and laughing and laughing, of course. Until you can't take it anymore. Go ahead and tell Zhang Yi. You can let the doctor. Can you check for Chen? It looks like he's been injured in 6 of his 5 organs. The epidemic did not turn around and said indifferently, he likes to fight. It doesn't have to suffer the consequences for losing the battle or SAO. The pink face is a bit awkward. She knows too. Zhang Yi is angry. Silence is not listening. He went out to fight with Min. Chen also knows that he is guilty, but he still explained it to the translator. It's not that we like aggression. They're too much. I was out talking to an old friend. Then he ran too. To make fun of my old boss is Wei Dinghai. They say our city of the sea. There's no AI now. Not by submitting to him. Let his people run the city of Tianhai. In front of the forces of so many cities. If we hold on, it's not going to make people look down. The power of Tianhai City, or SAO. Just look at him like that. Now, have you taken back your face for the city of heaven? A sentence that makes the bare face still. The light is hot. Now everyone can see it. Leader of a power in the Tianhai city. It's so weak. He was toyed with like a worm. The face of the great powers in the Tianhai city. They were all lost by Chen. Chen's expression became distorted. They didn't let him continue to explain. You can say it coldly. Don't talk anymore. You don't have to explain anything to me. Even though we don't know each other. Zhang Yi was angry in his heart. Because he didn't listen to me. Then we'll have nothing to do with each other. The death of the base. What does $1 million have to do with me? No need to explain your actions to me. Save cold drilled static ceiling. These words of Zhang Yi, he clearly showed his attitude. This is to ignore us. Chen still drilling in a hurry. Sorry Zhang Yi. My translation is wrong. This time it's my fault. I deserve to be beaten. Then I will listen to you. Don't leave us. Watch him think. We were told before that we were living and dying. Now tell me. They're all the power of the Tianhai city. But he also understands. The largest base of the $1 million base. It's the ocean freight. After today, the old man knew his strength. Later at sea, maybe I'll fight them without mercy. They may even cross the sea. Kill them all. By then, the $1 million base will be finished. If you want to survive, you have to be protected by Zhanji. Chung Yip laughed. You are wrong where you are so good. A majestic leader of the $1 million Vu base. What did you do that you need to apologize for? You are just showing your power. It makes everyone think. Power in Tianhai City. There is no strong force. Come on. It's also a nuisance to other forces. Where are you wrong? Red and green, even without saying anything. But in the heart, for the behavior of Tran Tin Quang also have an opinion. I'm just afraid to speak out. He held up a finger in front of his mouth. You need to rest now. Don't say anything. Color static ceiling ruby meter. Stuttering without words. He's only about 30 years old. Even though my age is older than the epidemic. But comes from a family of senior officers. Just entered the army. I was taken care of every bit. Mood compared to Trong Yi far less. That's why. After being slightly provoked by Min, he couldn't control himself. Run to fight people. With someone like Tran Tin Quang, I need to give him a hard blow. Tran Tin Quang was really scared and bowed his head deeply. It's my fault, I was wrong. I ask you for. We are all the forces of the city of heaven. Please save me. Trong Yi laughed. Ever since, just for the same reason as the power of the Tianhai city. Can you bring it out again? Did he forget that? They wanted to kill each other before. To sell alive or not. This time, Trong Yi was actually made by Chen Tinquan to such an extent I'm tired. About this can only accelerate the city's conflict. The sea with other cities. Since the Great War in Tianhai City, the current population has become sparse. It's inevitable. The explosion came into conflict with the surrounding cities. Sooner or later, Zhanji will have to deal with this. The only thing Chen must pay for this stupid act of mine. If he doesn't give enough, the police can't protect him. Zhang is considering, should we seize some of the larger ships? Not his. It's still the smart kid. She realized that the campaign hadn't been clear. There is no intention of abandoning the $1 million base entirely. She thought silently. Naughty Ray translation. I don't know what to get from the base. To continue to protect the Wu dynasty base here. She walked over and smiled and said to Chen, "Let me see your wounds first." Thanks to God's reconciliation, Chen's mood was a little better. Bother Dr. Shou. Zhu Kai Ni checked Chen's body once. It was discovered that his organs were actually injured. Pretty serious. It's not serious at first sight, but in a short time it will become seriously injured, even life-threatening. She's using her powers, doctor, to treat Shou Tran still Quan once, and then take the medicine out of the bag, bring him out, and give him a drink. Pay more attention to rest. 1,000 times don't mess with other people. Tran Tin Quan is extremely grateful. Continue to thank and pray for Goddess forgiveness. Help him talk to Zhanji. He laughed and told him to rest. Determined not to engage with any AI anymore. You come back next to me. Whispered about the trauma inside. Tran Tin Quan's people. The enemy killed too heavy. Chen's internal organs were seriously damaged. You can lose your life at any time. I used my powers to help him heal well. Zhang's eyes flashed. Look at the power of the city. The city is not far away. He turned his back on him. He also seemed to feel Zhang's eyes. He also turned his head. A cold smile with the translation. It's also a neck-cutting movement. Little White is waiting to die. I retrieval fluid program. No further discussion of this issue. Just waiting for the meeting to start. To the afternoon, people don't seem to be patient anymore. Everyone can't help but complain. It's already 2:30. SAO hasn't started yet. I am currently tired and sleepy. Can we go to bed first or not? That's right. About 02:30 p.m. the main Zhou finally appeared in the hall. Come with him. There is also the Minister of Defense. And Captain of the Angel Team, Deng the Magic. These people just showed up. A strong sense of oppression. Immediately make the hall quiet. Chu's expression was very serious today. It's got to do with something big that happened this morning. But because he came here, like that, prove that there's nothing more to worry about. Chu is standing on the platform. His gaze flashed across the 1,000 people in the hall. He can feel it. The power and arrogance of so many mutants. In these 12 cities. If we can muster this power, I'm afraid it's no less than soldiers. In his hands. Welcome to the Snow City. Chu opened the words. The quiet voice reached everyone's ears. I am the Chief Zhou Commander of the Jiangnan Great Region. There was a bit of a surprise. So it was late. It took a long time. First of all, I'm sorry everyone is here. Next, we're not going to waste everyone's time. Let's be brief. The purpose of calling people here. Since last December, when the Ice Age came, the world's great social disorder also lost its inherent order. It's been half a year now. Most of the survivors, all have converged into small and large forces. Among them, there are many lucky people who have awakened their powers. Possesses extraordinary power. And the people who are here, they all represent the most powerful forces of each region. I hope that we can concentrate our power to do big things. It's not like a bunch of sand. It's easy to conflict with each other. So starting today, I decided, formed the Southern Dental Superpower Alliance. All the eyes that are in the area VI of the Southern Tooth. Everyone has to participate. Especially the 12 cities. Great powers in the city. You guys will become important members of the Alliance. Chu's voice echoed through the hall. Many people are here when they hear this. Not out of the conversation. I don't know if it's useful. If you do not want to participate, you can refuse. If there are many good places, I will stay. Who said no? Some people can't help but say, this is no different than making us dogs. Hunting for Jiangnam Sao. It's more like bringing your own food. That's right, if you force us to join the neighborhood. Living in the snow is fine. They just made us stay in the same place. Unconditionally working for them. It's not wearing a strap around our neck. I saw the president making a noise. He raised his hand and told everyone to be quiet. Intense things too. Magic and bodyguard. Standing next to the main islands throughout the hall. The strong atmosphere. Make people shut up one by one. Waiting for Chu to continue. Very quickly a moment of silence enveloped the hall. I think my hands are thinking, of course. I just don't know what they're going to make us do. And how much benefit it's going to give us. If there is no benefit, I'm sure the people here won't either. If things get too big, no matter how strong the Jiangnan area is, I'm afraid there's a huge price to pay. They can suppress them. The program continues. Jiangnam Superpower Alliance, under the central command of Jiangnam. I am the president myself. Members of the alliance, they can operate in their own area. When you have a special event, the area will assign tasks. Member states in the Union must do so. Not be violated. Hear this request. The chatter in the hall echoed again. She raised her voice, of course. I won't let you work for free. Just complete the task assigned by the area. They will all be rewarded accordingly. Medicines, weapons, and other items of the area. You can all use points earned from the mission in exchange for. This point is quite attractive. As far as he knows, the weapons level in the area is much higher compared to Tianhai City, such as starting a bullet, such as a special type of training outfit. Before that, There's also weapons made of metal, adamantium. I'm afraid this is just the tip of the iceberg, submerged in the arsenal of the vast Jiangnan region. More, according to the information that the school has revealed, the whole of South Africa can be combined. Specific compound. It's for mutants, used to enhance their power. These are all good items. If it can be changed, joining South Africa is not bad.